Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Vallen, and this is Frostpunk. It's a colony building game that's rather dark, set in kind of a steampunk style in a post-apocalyptic winter-frozen landscape. It's made by the same people who brought you this war of mine, as well as, it's the company's 11-Bit Studios. They basically gifted me this key, which I appreciate, thank you very much, so that I can play this for you guys to check out on this Mischief Musing. So we're going to try a new home, and as you can see here, Medical Helper and Mother Declare. We've got character up here already. It's really cool. It's very, very nicely done.
We roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight. The rulers of old, stripped with pride and glory. It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress. Until the frost stopped it all. Suddenly, without a warning. When tides had changed, they changed for all of us, no matter wealth or class. We've lost our world to snow. And with it, our last traces of humanity. We bid farewell to plenty, and for those who remained came the time to adapt. We decided to leave our homes and head north. We roamed for weeks, maybe months, leaving behind all the things we once believed had made us. It was hope that pushed us forward. Slowly, step by step. We knew the cost of our journey, and we paid the price 100 times. Finally, the time has come to build the last city on Earth.
A new home. We fled from London and crossed the sea to reach the frozen north. On the way out, our convoy was hit by a blizzard and scattered. A handful of us managed to reach the site of this generator, only to find it frozen solid and abandoned. Why is no one here? Did any of our people survive the blizzard? Are there any others out there? Whatever we do, we should expect the worst now that the world, as we know it, has crumbled. We have to survive. We need to get the generator working. It provides heat and power to the other buildings. Without it, we'll freeze to death. Hooray! Stockpile some coal and start the generator. So, you are given certain, mini tasks, as well as a core of things to basically get around with. Now, I can pause it with the spacebar, so therefore I can actually take the time to look around and see the different things that are going on. And therefore we've got over here some kind of steel wreckage. Here we've got some wood crates, etc. We've got coal piles, things that we're going to be needing, frozen trees, all sorts of resources that we'll be able to collect over time. But you can also see there's a temperature gauge. So the further out you go from this generator, the colder it's going to get. Now in this case, they all seem to be about the same. Pretty cold-ish. But I think what we're going to try and aim for, let's see here, is something as close as we can. We can actually zoom out really far. These things are really close here. So we've got wood crates. I really want that coal though. Now we currently have 15 workers. So in this case we can actually assign workers or engineers to do this. Or 15 engineers in this case. We have 50 workers. So let's just do max for the moment. And we'll see what we can get away with. We're trying to get some resources on here. And of course you can halt the operation, you can turn it on and off, get your workers back. You can see everybody start walking out there as you want. You can zoom in a little bit and see all the people going out. They're going to actually create like a little bit of a path as they go out there. They're not exactly going to be the happiest people in the process. And you can see that there's 80 homeless people here right now. So what can we do with this? Inoperative, general. We've Steam level, we don't have these research levels unlocked yet. We can shut it down, of course, but hey, you know, consumption. 180 per day, building, powered, upkeep. We've got all sorts of stats and things that you can have on here. It's really, really interesting. You've got laws that you will establish along the way. Christianity was abandoned in this game. It's been reforged in its own, like, I don't know, book of gods, as well as laws are created over again. You can create new ones as you progress. Right now, we don't even have any. So that will progress as we go. The economy, you can see that we have, you know, anything going on really right now. We've got 15 people going to a coal pile. So that's always beneficial, I guess. Now we can send some workers over here to start getting a bunch of this. We can just send 5 people over to get some wood. We can send 5 people over to get some of the what is this, the steel wreckage. I don't know if we're even going to need this stuff at the moment, but for now, let's just grab some of these items. I don't see any problem with obtaining more items. Now we have stockpiles over here that we can put stuff in. You can see that we've got some food, we've got a little bit of steel, wood, coal, very little. The coal, in fact, it's going up, thankfully, because we've got people, which if you look, they've made their little paths going out to the area. So they're slowly melting away this crater that we are in at the moment. Now if we can actually turn it on, generator is off. It says here the heart of the city heats a circular zone around it and powers all steam hubs connected to it. If it shuts down, all heat zones disappear after a few hours, which means people then start freezing to death. So we don't want to do that. 6 coal to turn on this steam level, +1 temperature in all heat zones, 100% coal consumption. So there we go, we turn that on, and it starts like blasting out a bunch of heat in this area. As you can see, it's going to start melting the snow in the area, and we'll be able to start, well, populating this area around it as it starts to increase, and things will, well, continue. Now the problem is here, let's actually check out some of these people. You can click on individual people. Margaret Edwards right now, very low risk of getting ill. She's got build more homes. She wants a house. She's got, click to select the location. You can choose all sorts of stuff, her spouse, her children, so it can get very personal for the people that you have. Or you can just keep it broad and just try and manage things as best you can. So next up, we're going to want to do some construction. If you click down here, we have tents, which is going to allow people a very minimal measure of protection, which we could put some here. I think actually this is already located nearby, so we could put some nearby. I don't want to go out here because then, well, first, it's not adjacent to a street, but it's also very cold, and I don't think that that's a good idea. So let's start off with just one placement of tents. I don't want to get too crazy with this because I don't think there's much else we can do. We've got people, health, food. Okay, health, medical posts, medical station with 5 beds, treats the most common ailments, which means it does also, and most of these will need some kind of heat levels in order to work properly. We've got food, so I've got a hunter's hut and a cookhouse, turns raw foodstuffs into nutritious meals, but each of these require different materials. You see this one here is 20 wood, 20 wood. This one here is 25 wood. This one here was 10 wood. And we do have some people actually gathering a bunch of wood. Let's actually increase this to 8. Now let's do 10. Those wood crates are going to come in very handy at this point. And we do have some trees and stuff out here, but those are frozen trees and they're very far out. I don't really want to go further out until I'm able to like better heat the area that we're at. So we're just going to have to see how we go. Alright. Alright, so we've got 20 below is the temp right now. People are not very happy. The tent is housing some people, but we have 70 people still to try and get housed. So let's actually build up a whole bunch more tents. We're going to keep most of these tents nearby. In fact, I'd like to keep a bunch of those going up. We're going to need more people. Let's just max that out. Getting crates. We're going to max that out. And we're going to max out the steel for now, I think, and that should actually take care of most of the workers at this point. Discontent. If you have too many people discontented, it's going to be a bad thing. You're going to start hurting each other, start attacking, riots. The hope kind of helps offset that a bit, so you want to keep that up as well. Now I still have 5 out of 50 unemployed, I believe. What is this? 5 idle workers. Then we've got 15 are prohibited. There are children in the group. Yes, you can put children to work in this game. And that is part of the challenge, is the laws. Alright, so we're making some progress. We now have 40 that are homeless, but we still need to build more. Hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit more materials here. We've got 118 coal. We don't have enough wood. We really need more wood, but everybody seems to be just kind of like taking the evening off. Let's see what else we've got around here. Steel wreckage, coal pile, wood crates, steel wreckage. I'm thinking that we're going to need to put maximum on more wood crates. These are kind of far out though. And there we go. We've survived another night. That has to count for something. Let's get to work. We can't let up now. As you can see, there are now a couple people sick from the previous night. It's not so good. We've got the day-night cycle going on. We click here. A word of advice. Critical shortage. The number of sick is rising and we don't have enough materials to build a medical post. Perhaps a short burst of effort could help us gather the necessary resources. Open the Book of Laws, or we could check that out later. Let's check the Book of Laws so we can better explain that. We get into this, and you have kind of like a way to go. There are some general laws that are in place, you know, like don't hurt other people, stuff like that. You know, you can assume that those are in place, but you have other things here, like this. Emergency shift. Sometimes we have to concentrate on the task at hand at the cost of everything else or die. After introducing this law, another one can be passed after 18 hours, basically. New ability. You can force workers in any facility to work for the next 24 hours. But using the emergency shift will raise discontent. Discontent will rise slightly. Now you also have some other things over here like child labor, child shelters, fighting arena. You can see that there are other things, radical treatment, sustain life, cemetery, and so on. And you can see that it's just going to keep going. Emergency shift, extended shifts. Let's see. So we could put this into effort and force people to start working overnight in order to keep up with things. I think it's actually not a bad idea because I don't necessarily have to do this. It's just an option in case I absolutely need it. So I think emergency shifts are a rational thing considering that this is survival at this point. So we're going to sign into a new law. Work shift can be extended to 24 hours. 24 hours on the job? Insane. But that's our lot. Work until you die. Yeah, they're very, very encouraged people. That did raise the discontent just by passing the law, though. So it does have its drawbacks in that already. Now, we're not getting much wood because the people actually aren't out there yet. So let's speed things up a little bit. You can speed things up a lot as well. Watch them really get out there. And while they're doing it, let's actually go check out some of these people way out here. James Gore. His temperature in home comfortable is great, but the wood crates is chilly. So it's a very cold place, alone in this world. So he's not married, doesn't have a family or anything. But if you notice here, we also have like day 2, and this is day 3, day 4, 5, 6, etc. Temperature will drop significantly 2 levels around day 4, and then rise around day 6. So this is bad news. We're probably going to want to get as much out of this wood crates as we can before then. But yeah, on that day we might want to cancel the workers and direct them elsewhere, just so that they don't like freeze to death. But I am thinking that this is still not going quite fast enough. We need those supplies. There we go. Now I can start building some stuff. We have a basic medical tent, and I think that we're going to need that, in fact. So let's do that, and I'd like to actually build and see how big the roads are. Aha! Build street is down here. So this would allow us to actually build in a direction. We could build... Why is this saying that we need to build out this way? Interesting. We could build out towards some of these piles. That would be potentially beneficial, but I don't see that as being something very good. It looks like we need to have some kind of path going out here, like this. I see some more resources out here. If we line this up properly... Oh, what is this? Let me cancel that. We've got different resources way out here. This could be really beneficial in the end, depending on how far out we go. But let's, for now, just build a street out in this direction. Okay, so in order to do that, we've actually already got a street over here. We can build a bit of a street going out further. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that it would be that simple to actually do something like that. So that apparently streets are already built in some ways between different things. So let's build a medical tent right up next to this. Actually, let's put it next to all these houses. I think keeping it in the middle of the house is probably going to be a good idea, considering that's where everybody is going to end up like needing help. And then we'll continue on with some more tents here, 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 and here, and that hopefully will be good. I realize that that's going to keep people going for quite some time, and maybe we can get the last of the 40 homeless off the streets and then start getting those 2 sick healed before they get to a gravely sick point. If I click on these people, you can see Sally Page. She's going to work. Her status: this person is sick and will get worse if not treated properly. You can actually see going to work, currently working, and you can, there's a lot of like micromanaging you can do with this thing. In fact, like check on the stockpiles, you can see all the things that we have in here. There's food rations. Oh no. Well, we've got raw food. We need food. Okay, let's work on that next. Food. Hunters based here hunt every night, venturing beyond the city to track their prey in the frozen wasteland. They provide up to 15 raw food per day. Base heating level 2. Alright, so can I put them out this far? I can if there's a road. So therefore, I think that's probably a good idea. I'm gonna need these for sure, just because, well, we need to eat. So I don't know if this is actually going to be a good enough space for it. In fact, I'm not even sure what the resources are. Cookhouse. Turns raw foodstuffs into nutritious meals. 1 unit of raw food is used to prepare 2 standard food rations. Base heating level 1. And that costs 20 wood as well. Let's put that right next to the hunting hut. I think that just makes sense. And these guys may be able to obtain... Oh, look at this. The town is like heating up. It's looking really good. Alright. So it is, of course, getting late. If you look here, the time, it is now after 10. People are starting to rest for the evening. We've got nobody... Oh, we need workers. That's right. Okay, so let me take some workers off the steel, and we'll just put none on there. We're going to put people into here. Max them out so that we've got 5 people making food. And let's see, the coal we're going to need to keep going with those engineers. That is a good spot. This is a good spot to actually remove people at this point, because that wood is the farthest away, and we've got those cold temperatures coming up. So I think we're going to take them, and we're going to put in a bunch of hunters. Can I max them out? I can max them out. Alright, cool. And then I think, can we actually click on the medical post? How many workers does it? 0 out of 5. So what we could do is take off, perhaps, a few of these. Minus... Was it... Oh wait, was it here? Oh, is this one? Let's go for the further one. We'll take 5 off of that. And we'll put maximum on there, and we'll put them in the medical facility. Oh, what kind of workers does it need? Oh, it needs engineers. Oh dear. Okay, so we're going to take... Actually, you know what? Let's just take 2 engineers off for now. Put them in there. And we'll put more people onto this one. Max that back out again. Alright, so everybody is currently busy. Everyone has a job. We have 15 hunters. We've got 5 cooks. We've got another, 30 gatherers. I've got 13 engineers with the coal. And we have a couple more in here for the excess. Where are you guys going? Where are they going? What are they doing? John, where are you guys going? Oh, they're hunters. So they're going out into the wilderness to bring back food. When are they coming back? Oh my gosh, that's got to be terrible. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I didn't even realize that they're going to try and go out into the world and hunt things, and yeah, that's very scary. Maybe they'll find some fish and be able to drill down instead of having to do that. In the meantime, how can we, I don't know, work on this not researched yet? Well, perhaps we're able to do some more with other buildings. Resources, a gathering post. People working here gather resources from nearby coal piles, wood crates, and steel wreckage. A resource depot extends our storage capacity for a chosen resource. Okay, so those are just ways of progressing a workshop. The lab, equipped with everything an engineer needs to develop designs for various buildings, technologies, and improvements. Aha! So this is something that we're going to need in order to progress. And it is basically... not adjacent to a street. Alright, so I need to extend the streets again. Let's do that real quick. We'll build a street out. We've got one over here already. Kind of feeling... I don't know that I'll be able to get anything to fit there. I feel like we should probably eliminate that one street if possible. And this doesn't seem to really line up properly. I guess I could still do this and try and minimize. Oh, that did not work. Okay, hold on a second. There we go. We need to dismantle that street there. There we go. So clicking on here, you've got your options to dismantle streets and buildings. You can continue building a street. There we go. So that should feasibly, there we go, continue on, and therefore they should build that street up, allowing us to actually put another building over here, which would be that engineer's workshop right there, which is going to need, I'm going to guess, engineers. If only because that seems to be the proper thing is going on there. Let's see if I can link up these roads a little bit better in between there. I didn't realize I needed to build a road between the buildings as well. Sometimes it's default, sometimes it's not. And of course, just by holding my center mouse wheel, I can rotate what everything looks like at this point. These are just a bunch of the engineers that are coming back, isn't it? We've got people that are hungry, none starving yet. And what is going on here? Why did that say it's not functioning? Why not? Alright, let's pause it for a second. Could not resume production, requires raw food. Oh, are we out of food completely? Oh dear. That's very bad. Can you guys eat wood and snow for a while? Wow. Okay, I have a feeling that this is going to need more people soon because of the starving and me not sending out the hunters fast enough. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. I'm kind of thinking that we're going to need actually to use some of the resources we have to get more food. Hunters' huts. Let's make more hunters' huts. I want to do one. Where can we put these so that they line up properly with some kind of road system? In fact, I feel that I need to dismantle some roads. There we go. And then we can add in... No, it's telling me that I need to do research now, which is great. In fact... Oh, I didn't realize I could build roads on the circle as well. That makes sense, but it also makes sense to have some of these things lined up. I still want to have this over by the cooking area. So I can put that there. And there are nobody's researching right now. So let's grab some engineers. What is this? The coal? That's wood crates. Oh, that's right. I rotated the camera. There's the coal. So we're going to... Do we have anybody? That's the wrong coal. I clicked on the wrong coal. We exhausted the coal already? Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's put 10 guys on that. And then we're going to put 5 guys on research because we can't rely on coal all the time apparently. We've got about a day's worth of coal. This is not looking good. And this is basically the problems that you face. Now there is a ton more in this game. Trust me on this, there's a ton more. And just surviving, oh, and it's about to get super cold as well. This is not going to be very easy. This hunter's hut needs... There we go, put in 5 more hunters, more food. And we don't even, let's take those out. Put these in. Max out the hunters for now because we don't even have any raw food. Multiple problems. Requires at least one worker. Could not resume production because they require raw food. Oh my gosh. And this is just the beginnings. Yes, you do have to be kind of on top of your game. You can adjust this. There's tons to actually minimize. You can pause it at will. You can start calling emergency shifts if you need to. And there are new laws at every turn. This is a very long game. And I won't be able to cover this in just one Mischief Musing. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this little brief preview in the dark game that is Frostpunk, and how cool it can potentially be with you trying to build a city that can sustain itself as well as those within. So if you guys enjoyed this, please be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, be sure to spread the mischief to others if you think that they'll enjoy this content too. And until next time, folks, I'll see ya.